All right, on to the wiring of the trailer here, and I just thought I'd stop and mention a couple of things here, just the way that I go about wiring these trailers. Um, there's no right or wrong way, but I just thought it'd be good to maybe mention a couple of things when it comes to the wiring, the way that I like to do it. So, in case maybe you're looking for some ideas for your wiring of these trailers. Now, a lot of guys use these existing holes here for the marker lights, and then of course I got the brake lights as well. So I've got all my lights painted up, 3 mil bulbs and the 5 mil bulbs for the brake lights. So you can kind of see here I got 4 5 mil bulbs, and then I got 3 marker lights here for the rear. And I didn't paint those ones because they're going to be hidden in the housing, so I didn't need to paint those. There's the 3 for these here, and then I got the 4 5 mil bulbs for here. So these didn't need to be painted, but I did go ahead and paint the 3 mil bulbs for the side. Now I've already went ahead and I've placed 4 orange ones on this side, so these are for the other side, and then the 2 red ones, one for each rear hole here. So orange all the way to the front, and then typically you'd want to have your rear most light being red. Now, just one thing I want to mention, a couple of things I want to mention. I hot glue my wires in there. It seems to be the easiest way to get them in there nice and clean. And another thing I was going to mention that a lot of guys I notice do when they put these these lights in, and it's kind of a small detail, but it's one of those things that kind of bothers me a little bit. What a lot of guys do is they put these bulbs in and they just stick them all the way out like that. And I kind of don't like that. And like I said, it's kind of subjective. So whatever you like, you go with. But for me, I just like to poke the bulb through a little bit like that. I think that looks a little more scale. Just poke it through a little bit as opposed to sticking it all the way out like that. Kind of protrudes a little bit too much. But anyway, a little bit too much info maybe, but no, I just thought I'd mention it. All right, continuing on. All right, so just continuing on here, the bumper's all wired up, as you saw there. And I just want to include this little bit as well, just to show you guys how I attach it to the trailer. I'll do it off camera because I'll probably struggle with it for a little bit, which you guys don't need to watch. But anyway, just to show you guys the hardware here that I'm going to be using. I think these are M3s. I don't know how long they are, maybe about 12 or 15 mils. But right into the bracket here that I designed and printed, and then the existing little nuts for the other side of the trailer. So easier to do this, wire it all up with the bumper kind of off the trailer as opposed to trying to do it while the bumper's on there. So basically the part that I'm going to do off camera here is going to be this here. Just line the bumper right in there to those holes. And then that's it. Just flip it over. As you guys know, those holes right there are where the the nuts are going to go into. So I'll do that off camera, and then we'll have another look at the bumper. All right, I know it's just putting nuts and bolts in, but I figured I may as well just include it anyway. So I like using these hex screws as opposed to like Phillips, just because you get a nice quality whatever, you know what I mean, a nice tighten, nice spin. So that's that one there. Yeah, not too sure if they're M3s or M2.5s, but whatever, you'll figure it out. Okay, so that's all in there. Another thing I'll probably do as well is maybe just add a little dab of, in case you, if you hone these out a little bit too much, kind of like I've done here, they're a little loose, so I'll probably just add a little dab of CA glue, and then that'll keep those from moving out. So if you can also see too, there's a little bit of a gap here between the frame and the back of the bumper. So these wires here they'll come along, or they'll fit right in between that little gap there. And if you got some little wire clips or something, or you know, piece of tape or something, I'll probably use some wire clips to kind of clean the wires up a little bit. And then into that hole right down there, and then that'll be the bumper all wired up. All right, I got the bundles of wire fed through the hole here, as you can see, and then I'll just solder them to these ends here and heat shrink tube them, and then that'll be it. They'll be ready for some power to see if there's light, which there should be. But I'll also mention, because this little hole here is kind of sharp, the edges, maybe it might be a good idea to add some tape or something just to protect the wires a little more. So I've just added this big chunk of heat shrink tubing, and then I'll just probably go like that. Just give it a little bit more of a barrier. So anyway, I'll wire this all up, and then it'll be hopefully magic time. Right. Moment of truth. Let's see what it's gonna look like. Yeah, that is nice. Put that there. There we go. I like it. You can kind of see the marker lights on the side. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. It's 3:15 in the morning, and time to shut her down.